máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dárò ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nràn, bá òrí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́la òtọ́ láì bá dé. Tread softly, dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rí inú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù tó jẹ́ àríkùn má ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámù á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ ti jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a wà tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé. Àgbà tó ti ṣe tó mọ̀ ọ́la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi, ọ̀rọ̀ mi ọ̀lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àgbẹ̀lẹ̀ tó wọ́n ti fi gbogbo ìbàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni.
Yes, so good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another interesting session of the Jagbajanti Show. Thank you for joining me this evening. I welcome you especially from whatever part of the world you are connecting from. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you very much. As you're coming in, please help me share this show on your platforms. Help me invite somebody to connect, because what we are going to discuss tonight will be very, 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 very useful for a lot of people. As I always say, oògùn tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ fún mi, èmi máa ń polówó fún yàn. Mi ò dàbí àwọn influencer yín tó máa ṣe surgery yet a máa polówó natural herbal product. What I've tried, what I've tested, what worked is what I try to introduce to you, my wonderful friends, on this show. And we'll be doing the same thing again this evening. So please help me spread out the word, invite as many people as possible to join us tonight. I appreciate those who are, doing this religiously every week. Those who are spreading the word. Thank you very much. My sister, Esther Adiola, I saw a notification already that she has done that. The law Monibanji is also, actively, doing the evangelism of this show. And, every other person on this show that is doing the same, I thank you very much. I mean, that is your own little contribution. Through you, somebody might gain the deliverance that they have been in search for several years. Right, let's get straight into the show. But before I do that, I need to bring somebody to the VIP corner. And again, tonight is no other person but Mimi Fine Wine. Ìyàwó olówó ṣíbí fúnra ẹ̀. I'm sure she enjoyed the corner last week. So she did everything possible to turn up early again this week. And she's already chillaxing there. And she's making herself very comfortable. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for joining tonight. My fluffy sister, I greet you, Esther Adiola. Great to have you on the show again tonight. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mo kí yín ẹ kálẹ́ o. Ṣé wà dáadáa ẹ kú àtàárọ̀? Ṣé ò rẹra? Thank you for joining again tonight. And the rest on the show, I greet you as well. Those of you silently listening, the invisible listeners, I greet all of you. Those on Twitter, Facebook, I greet all of you as well. And those who will be catching up the show later on, I greet you as well. My brother, Olawande Olatunji, I greet you, my brother. Shewa Dadao. Great to have you back on the show. I know sometimes you just stay in the background there and, but good to have you drop a word again for us to know that, yes, right. As we progress in the show, anyone that turns up again, I will call you out. And if you are there and you want me to give you that special recognition, just, indicate your presence and I will, give you that shout out. Other than that, let's get straight into the show and I don't waste your time. I hope the discussion tonight will be one I'll be able to wrap up without, taking too much. Sometimes, when discussing a topic like this, you can get, you can get a bit carried away because you need to touch, some other area which you intend, uh, which were not in the plan, so to say. So along the line, some other things will crop up and you have to touch on them and, you know, make emphasis where necessary. So sometimes this will, stretch the time, but I hope I'll be able to stay on course and not make it drag on for too long. Right. The discussion I have for us tonight is one I titled Intentional Living. Intentional living. Ogwato Yami Oyafunkarika, great to have you on the show. Stay awake, do everything possible. Maybe you go and put your leg inside water, and then use broomstick to, keep your eye. Just do anything, possible to stay awake. Right. Yes, the topic for tonight is what I titled intentionally. At the end of every day is ideal for each person to of how the day went, and think of areas that things can be better improved upon, because every day presents us with another opportunity to do something better. But without looking back, without knowing what you haven't done right, how do you want to know what to improve upon? So as the year is, and we are looking forward to a new year, even though it's just a flip of the calendar, or it's just the wake of another day, it is still important, it's still ideal for us to look at days and years ahead with the desire to be better, to improve on ourselves, to make our lives better. And as such, we must have, ways. We must have, we must have options put in place to help us achieve this. And there are several ways people go about, starting their year. They make New Year resolutions. They, set new targets for themselves. They, people do all sorts of things, just to keep themselves, upbeat for the year. But oftentimes, what I notice is that some of these things we place on ourselves are unnecessary burden. It further complicates our lives, and people start resolutions that by the middle of the first month of the year, they've already dropped. So I stopped making resolutions long time ago, because it just places unnecessary burdens on you, burdens that you don't need. And you know what? Whoever wants to travel far, and whoever wants on any journey, must travel light. So you must do everything possible to make your journey pleasant. And that starts from how do you pack? What are the things you take along on the journey? Ẹlòmíì á di ẹrù gbogbo nǹkan tí ò ní nídìí ní trip tó ń lọ yẹn, box àwa wúwo, wá débẹ̀ wá ló ní excess luggage, á máa sanwó excess, á máa bẹ̀ wọ́n ẹjọ́ ẹjẹ́ ń gbé kọjá, it's just 2 kilo lórí ẹ̀, gbàkàwó kan gbogbo nǹkan kan mẹ́rin bá tó bá débẹ̀ náà á máa fà á máa wọ á máa ṣóṣìṣì nǹkan. Meanwhile, some people just take the essentials. They know what they can get in the place where they are going, so they don't need to take along. And they know things that they must take along that can serve 2, 3 purposes rather than taking 4 things. They take one that can serve 3 purposes or 4 purposes, And then they know what they need on that journey, how long they'll be gone for, what is required, what the weather situation is saying, and, the plan. They're intentional about, how they prepare themselves for that journey. And what people back had are more restricted than when they set out. So, the things I want to share with you, that I want you to take into the new year, is this discussion for tonight. This changed my life. This changed my life. So if you can get it right, if you can, understand, everything I'll be discussing tonight, there's no way. And if you can put it into use, because it's not just enough to hear and not actually put into practice what you hear. So if you are able to put into practice what you hear from me tonight, there's no way that your life can remain the same. I'm a living testimony, and I only started it just, say, 3 years ago, but actively, I would say last year. I've known about it, but for some reasons, I couldn't put it into practice, or I do bit, I don't do bit, but actively, I stepped into it like 3 years ago, and, I became more dedicated. In this practice, like 2 years, a year ago, and now it's gradually becoming a part of me. Okay, and if this works for me, I strongly believe it will work for anyone else. Because àrùn tó ń ṣàbọ̀yàdé, gbogbo ọlọ́yà ló ń ṣe. We face the same thing. We are pursuing the same thing. We are exposed to the same, situations and realities of life. So, and it's all about understanding certain principles that will help you to live a better life. And one of it is what I want to share with you tonight. So, let's start from, how we usually start. Definition. And what is intentional living all about? What does it mean? What does it mean to be intentional? that word alone simply means you're doing something out of consciousness. You're doing something out of your own self-will. You're doing something out of your own conscious choice or decision. And I hope you know I do talk to people a lot. And out of the many people I've had the privilege to speak with this year on, one issue or the other, one thing that is common with almost everyone is that people don't know what they want. People don't know what they want. And I hope you understand that choices are not chances, are what create your destiny. On this platform, we've discussed the difference between fate and destiny. So fate is what, was outside your control. These were, were not your design. The family you were born into, circumstances around you, from childhood and things like that. These were outside your control. It would not BSc and all that. But then destiny is you rewriting your story. So I give you a very practical. Somebody that was fate, Fate. And then somebody named Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. That is destiny. That is somebody who decided that I'm not going to settle for what fate designed for me. I will do whatever it takes to rewrite my story. The decision that person made to become who he is today might not be agreeable with a lot of us, but that is a discussion for another day. But what I want to emphasize on is that this person lived intentionally. This person, from his moves and the way he goes about his things, is a clear example of somebody who knows what he wants, and he will do whatever it takes to get what he wants. So many people just float in life. Many people just exist. They do not live. Many people go about life with the mindset that they don't have the right to demand certain things or to desire certain things or to, chase after certain things or to have certain things. So they open up themselves to whatever they get, whatever comes. So essentially, they have lost it. They have removed themselves completely from the equation. And whether you like it or not, you cannot remove yourself from the equation of your life and expect that you will live a meaningful life. is impossible. You have to take the lead. So intentional living is simply you living with consciousness. To build a life that really suits you. Building a life, living a life that is bespoke to you. So when you walk into the shop to buy a jacket, a suit, the jackets you find in the shops are called off-the-rack jackets. So they have been constructed or tailored using what we call general sizing method. So because the way our body is, different part of our body has to match another part of the body. So the neck has to do with, shoulder, chest, like that. So when you go into the shop and you pick a jacket and it says size 42, the sleeve might be okay for you. Length might not be okay because we all have different body structure and different body frames. So eventually you might buy the one that you think, okay, the sleeve is okay, body is okay. I'll manage the length the way it is, even though that is not the accurate length I would prefer. Or some, the length is okay, sleeve is a bit too long. You take it and you buy it and you take it for alterations. It's a different ball game when you walk into an atelier and ask for a tailor to make you a bespoke suit. Here, they take your body measurement and they craft for you a jacket that fits you inch to inch of your joint contours, and body structure. Nothing is too long, nothing is too short, nothing is overflowing. Everything is just the way you are. And when you wear it, you look like a human mannequin. And visually, you are pleasing to see. And people look at you and they go, wow. Enyore, that is intentionally where you build a life that is bespoke to you. A life that matches your values, a life that matches your beliefs, a life that makes you feel, yes, I am living, not merely existing. A life where you have control over. A life where you're on top of situations and not situations dragging you here and there. A life where you decide how your day will run and not the day deciding for you how you will run your life. That is a simple definition of intentional living. And I can tell you today that 3 out of 10, and that's me being generous, is the statistics of those on this level of living. The rest are just, here and there, and for whatever reason, some would think, some are not even aware that this type of lifestyle exists, and that they can actually enjoy it. Some are aware, but they just feel their matter is too complicated for them to be able to live like this. So they don't just try. And some try, and midway they lack the discipline to stay on course, and they go back to their reckless living. Only those who stay to the end are able to benefit from what this life has to offer. So what are the benefits you can derive from intentional living? Why is it important? Why is it essential? Why am I selling it to you? Why am I introducing it to you? Why do I think you need it? Because I don't want to force I don't force anything on people, and people shouldn't force things on you. You must know why you want to go after a thing, or pick up a thing, or start doing something. As part of intentional living as well. You must be able to explain the rationale behind every of your decisions. Why are you doing this? For what end? You can't just say, I don't know. No, it shows in quote here. It shows in quote here. Ìwọ gan gbogbo èèyàn ń ṣe ni ìwọ náà ṣe ń ṣe. No. Kí ló mú ẹ ṣe? O gbọ́dọ̀ lè dáhùn. Kí ló dé tó ṣe nǹkan báyìí? O gbọ́dọ̀ lè dáhùn. Tó bá dẹ̀ query ẹ, you must be able to, explain yourself and give, intelligent reasons behind every of your decisions. So, the number one benefit that I gain from intentional living is that it simplified my life. And through that, it brought down my stress level. You see, life by default is complicated. And then, through our own choices, through our own decisions, through our inactions, we further complicate our own lives. What intentional living will do for you is that it will help you simplify your life. It will give you clarity. It will help you remove every ambiguity. It will bring you to that minimalist standard. It will lighten your baggage and burden. It will give you that clear head to be able to function properly. Many people today are sick mentally because of the complications of their life. Mental health today is a major issue. And it's just, so many things, wrong with so many people based on how they have, built their life. The consequences of, their decisions and choices and the way they've built their life is what has resulted in their, mental health issues. So, intentional living will help you lower your stress level, because the way it works is it gives you clarity on what matters and what don't matter. It helps you prioritize your life to know what is important and what is urgent. And on this platform, we have also discussed this, and we have explained the differences, and I made you understand that what you should be doing are only important stuff and not urgent stuff. So you must be able to prioritize between these two. Intentional living will give you this clarity, and you know what to do at every given time. Intentional living will give you control of your time. You own your time. And when you own your time, you own your life. Because whoever controls your time controls your life. When you are able to control your time, then you are in charge of your life. When you're in charge of your life, you're living and not just existing, because you are functioning consciously. You're not merely just floating around and just, moving around as if you're being tossed here and there by the wind. Every of your step is guided and well directed. When you get up to go somewhere, you know where you're going. Plan your journey. You know when you will arrive, and you know you arrive on time and you will arrive intact. But some people get up and just go, and because they don't know where they're going, anywhere they get to looks like where they're going. When they see people gather, they will also stop and gather with them. Why are they gathering? Because people are gathered. So there must be something they are gathering for. When they see people running, they too will start running. What is chasing them? They don't know. What are they chasing? They don't know. But because people are running, they too are running. And before you know it, you don't achieve anything. You don't get anywhere. And time flies past you. And you have nothing to show. Hiaye o gbadun. So, the second thing that intentional living will help you do is that it reveals to you your power and capabilities. Another thing that struck me while talking to people is that many do not realize how much power they carry. Many people do not realize how much potentials they have in them. And that's why they settle for less. And that's why many think they've reached the ceiling. That's why many think that is the maximum they can do. That's why many cannot live abusive relationship. That's why many cannot just, summon the courage to start afresh on their own. So intentional living will reveal to you the power that you carry. And it will not only reveal this power to you, to give you access to it, such that you are able to use it. And how do you, get to know the power you have? Because intentional living will reveal yourself to you. It will bring you in tune to yourself. You will know who you are. So when you are in tune with yourself, nothing external gets into you that can hurt you. Because you know how to fight your battles. You know what to avoid. You know what not to get yourself involved in. You know how to create boundaries around yourself. You know how to take the lead in every situation, rather than surrendering control of your life to others. And that's what I put in that caption. Intentional living is you making choices for your life before the choices of other people make you. So some people today are living based on the decisions of other people. Ayé títí wọn, àwọn ẹlòmíín lò as an extension of their own life. Nǹkan tẹ́lòmíì ò rí fulfilled nínú life tiẹ̀, ó ń suggest ẹ̀ fún wọn, kò ṣe. Because you're not intentional. Wọ́n rí ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni now. Wọ́n rí pò mọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ o tiẹ̀ o ní direction o mọ nǹkan kan, so at the end of the day wọ́n fún ẹ suggestions. So intentional living will reveal to you everything about yourself. And with that information, you are able to live a life of profound satisfaction and fulfillment. Because you'll be living the life that you want. Ayé ìtì ẹ̀gàn wà máa gbé ayé aláyé. Another thing intentional living will do for you is that it will give you that inner peace. You will have that sense of calm. You will have that joy. Why? Because gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe ni nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń nawọ́ sí lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ń tó. Eré tí ò yẹ ó sá, ó sá. Àwọn tí ò yẹ kó kó yíra ẹ, wọn sí láyìíká ẹ. Ìgbésẹ̀ tí ò yẹ kó gbé, ò ní gbé. Wàhálà tí ò yẹ kó lọ tọrùn bọ̀, kó tojú bọ̀, ò ní tojú bọ̀. Òwò tó mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀, ò ní bá wọn dá sí. Intentional living gives you that easy, peaceful, joyful, and calm life. You go at your own pace. You build your own comfort around yourself. You are not in competition with anybody. When others are waking up and running kita 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 kita, you are chilling because you know when is the right time for you láti gbéra. You don't live according to the dictate and pressure of people around you. Because at every point in time, you are able to, measure how far you've gone. How much, distance you still have to cover. What resources you have left. You are in control. And when you are in control, you have that calm feeling. Nothing bothers you. In the midst of chaos and, confusion, you are calm. Torí o mọ̀ pé ìjì ò ní jà kó dominú àgbọn tiẹ̀ nù. When others are fretting and stressing and, going kiti. No, you are calm. When people are chasing after the, what is trending, what is, the latest in this and that, you are and you are not pressured. Why? Because it's not what you want. You only go after what you want, not what other people want. So with this, you have that sense of calm. You feel fulfilled. So, and lastly, what intentional living also does for you is that it helps you uncover or reveals to you the people around you. You know their real character. And as such, you are able to, weed out people that you know would not help you on your journey. Ní ìrìn àjò wa láyé, àwọn afinimọ̀nà wà o. Tó o bá dẹ̀ bá wọn pàdé, ìrìn àjò á yá kánkán láyé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà nínú ìrìn àjò wa láyé, àwọn adanilọ́nàrú wà. Tó o bá bá wọn da ìrìn àjò pọ̀, wàá ṣòfò ayé. Gbogbo ohun tó o kó dání tó o fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìrìn àjò, wọn ò ní bá ẹ parí ìrìn àjò yẹn. Ìyẹn tí ìwọ gan bá parí ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn méjèèjì yìí, wọn kọ́ sórí wípé afinimọ̀nà ni mí o, àbí adanilọ́nàrú ni mí. It is you that will find them out. Why or how? Because when you have built your life on intentionality, naturally, it will reveal to you those who align with those values and beliefs and, the life you've built, and those who do not. And you are able to, gbogbo àwọn eléyìí a lè jọ rìn ká ṣoríire. You park them to one side. Àwọn ẹlòmíì lónìí, they are moving with people who have reached their own destination. And that's why they are stagnant. There's nothing wrong with them. Wọ́n ṣépè fún wọn, wọ́n lógun wọn, ta wọ́n lọ́fà. It's just the journey mates that they've chosen for themselves that are stagnating them. Because àwọn tó ń bá rìnrìn àjò, àwọn yẹn ti débi tó ń lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n mọ̀. Because every day wọ́n á sọ fún ẹ pé má worry, a máa gbéra lọ́la, má worry, a máa lọ. You think they have motion, but their motion is within that restricted destination. Today is not a motion going further. Ṣé àbábà náà ní motion now? Ṣùgbọ́n ojú kan ló ti ń yí. Àwọn ti débi tó ń lọ. So when you journey with people who have reached their destination, you are not going anywhere. You have to journey with people who are on a journey. So intentional living will reveal these categories of people to you. Eléyìí ò níbi tó ń lọ. Ẹ lọ dára mi pọ̀ mọ́ àwọn tó àwọn aníbìírè. So now let's quickly also look at the challenges, because èmi ò ń dálé apá kan kí n dá apá kan sí. I won't just come here and tell you sweet things about this and not tell you what the challenges are, or what tibitiri adálé ayé ó máa ń dùn, ó máa ń korò. So mi ò kàn ní sọ àdùn lásán fún yín without also mentioning, the bitter part of whatever it is. So there are challenges to intentional living. And number one challenge is change. Change is difficult. And what changes am I referring to here? We're talking about changes of values, change of habits. We're talking of cultural changes. All these things will require you to make decisions that are not comfortable. And this is the point where some people just say, you know what, no, I can't do this. They can't make compromises. Intentional living will require you to make compromises, to give up something for something. You have to make hard decisions. There are redundant values or information that you've been carrying from, since childhood, that are tied to your emotions. It will get to a point that, if you choose this path of intentional living, you will have to cut yourself away from these things. But at that moment, you start thinking, mommy, or this or the family will an outcome. You have to you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. You have to make decisions that people around you will find strange, that people around you will, label you differently and sometimes confront you. People close to you will find you, why don't you change? One, you understand them more. You will have battles to fight when you choose to go on this path of intentional living. You will have battles to fight against yourself. Because there are several things you would have to do differently. Education requires self-crisis. There are battles you have to fight with people close to you who might be impacted by some of your new decisions. But you just have to stand your ground. You have to stand your ground. Otherwise, you might be broken. Another challenge of intentional is that oftentimes you will be alone, because when you choose to go on the path of intentional living, you are choosing to be different. So ibi tí gbogbo ayé sùn tán kọrí sí rèé, ìwọ nìkan wàá sùn wàá kọrí síbòmíì. Ibi tí gbogbo èèyàn dorí kọ rèé, ìwọ nìkan wàá kọjú síbòmíì. Ní tí gbogbo èèyàn ń ṣe nìí, ìwọ nìkan wàá ṣe nǹkan míì. In this world that we are today, it is tough being different. It is tough, going against the norm. So oftentimes you will be alone. No one will want to, do anything with you. Wọ́n á label ẹ, ayé òun pẹ́ label èèyàn, wọ́n á ti sáré, wọ́n á ti fún ẹ lórúkọ kan, wọ́n á ti, and then they start treating you differently. Wàá wọ ibì kan, àwọn èèyàn á dẹ̀ túká, wọn ò ní pè ẹ́ sáwọn ibì kan because opinion ti máa yàtọ̀, wọn ò ní fàwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan lọ̀ ẹ́, gbogbo nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀. So essentially wàá fẹ́ dàbíi pé o wà isolated. Some cannot handle this. So ó rọrùn fún wọn láti blend with the crowd. This is another challenge you will face when you decide to live intentionally. Another challenge you will face is that How do I put this? Á dàbí pé ìrìn àjò ẹ slow. Ṣé o get me? Kò dẹ̀ slow. But because it's you versus you, because it is you going at your own pace, in your own lane, because it is you going dedicatedly according to your direction. Unlike the others, tó jẹ́ pé orí highway ló wà, tó ń cut lane, ìwọ kàn dúró sórí lane yẹn, ó dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé speed limit yẹn lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ń lọ fún á wá dàbí pé ìrìn àjò ẹ slow. Before you know it, tó o bá ṣọ́ra, no. Kí làwọn eléyìí ṣe tí mi ò ṣe? And the danger is, wọn tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe you versus them, you will lose it. But as long as you can keep it you versus you, when you measure yourself only against yourself, then you won't be sidetracked. But this is tough to do, especially in this age of social media. O ní láti lọ ilé èèyàn kan mọ́ kó tó mọ nǹkan tó ní. Gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n gbé láti inú ilé wá ta ni. You see everybody's life well curated. They share only the good side of their life. That's one thing you need to know. When they go on holiday, when they ride on private jets, when they are, lounging by the poolside, when they are, doing luxury shopping, when they are in those posh restaurants, those are the things people show. They don't show themselves inside their homes with their torn dresses. They don't show themselves inside their homes using their drugs. They don't show their state of account to see their state of indebtedness. They don't reveal to you how many times they visit their doctor in a week. They cover all those sides. They cover all those, those aspects of their life that are not too pleasant. But you are carried away by, their well-curated lifestyle, and you think ayé tiẹ̀ will move. When all you need to do is to look back. Where were you yesterday? Where are you today? Even if it's just 5 steps that you have taken between yesterday and today, it is still progress. The fact that it's enough for you. Stop comparing yourself to other people, otherwise you will lose it. But like I said, it's a challenge for many to do. Constantly we're looking over shoulders, we're not focused on our own life, on our own journey. And you can see social media they keep creating avenues after avenues for people to do this. They have WhatsApp stories where you put things and people will come and, peep. Wọ́n tún wá ṣe ìkà yẹn débi wípé torí kà ni wọ́n ṣe ìkà yẹn débi wípé gbogbo àwọn tó wá wò gan wàá tó mọ̀ wọ́n. Ṣé tó fẹ́ pẹ́pẹ́ gan wàá rí tó bá wá wò. So wàá rí wọn pa ìwọ wàá gbà. Tó bá tún dọ̀la wàá tún koná mọ́. Bó náà dẹ̀ ṣe ń wò lójoojúmọ́ lórí ẹ̀ ń kanrin sí i. Ló dẹ̀ yẹ kó ṣe ṣèbí kó má wò mọ́ ni. But people are already addicted. Torí ọjọ́ kan náà ń wò pé báyọ̀ ò ní rí nǹkan kan post tó bá ti post bá ọba ẹ̀ pé ó tán. Ó ti sọ àláṣọ 5 pé ló ní ṣèbó náà ni ó ti wọ 5 tán sí kò post nǹkan kan mọ́ oníyẹ̀yẹ̀. Òun náà wá kọ síbẹ̀ aṣọ wọn ti tán o. Aṣọ wọn ti tán o, Ọlọ́run má ṣe wá lóníhòòhò. You know, all kind of nonsense that we do with our time. Unproductive, activities. All kind of mess that we invite into our own lives by our own hands. All because we cannot focus on our own lives. Kò dẹ̀ fi ayé aláyé lẹ̀. It's a big challenge. So, in all of this, you need to be strong-willed to be able to practice intentional living. Ọkàn ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ le gan. You need to be very dedicated. For mole, you need to be stubborn. You need to be stubborn. Torí wọ́n ní ojú bọ̀rọ̀ kọ́ ni wọ́n fi ń gba ọmọ lọ́wọ́ èkùrọ́. There are things around you that will distract you. There are things around you that will draw you away from that plan that you set for yourself. There are people in your life, either by force or by seduction or by seduction or by emotional blackmail or whatever, they will make you compromise on your plans. And you also can self-sabotage yourself by losing focus, by allowing things that you hear outside to get into you, by measuring yourself with other people, by putting so much pressure on yourself. And before you know it, you will lose it. So, how do you build intentional living? The first and most important thing that you must do is what I refer to value clarifications. Intentional living is based simply on value clarifications. And what is value clarification or what are value clarification? We've done it on this platform before. This essentially is you answering the questions of who are you? What is important to you? What don't you like? What makes you smile? What gives you contentment? When you can answer these questions, then you know that your values are well clarified. When your values are well clarified, decision making becomes relatively easy. You don't have confusion. Many people can't make decisions in matters that concern them today because they lack value clarification. Because value clarification would help, be your filtering system. They help you in filtering your decisions. So when you are faced with, situation that you have to choose between this and that, it comes down to, matters of priorities or importance or what matters. And when these are already set in your life, you can say no. Me ò wà involved, mi ò fẹ́, mi ò ṣe. And you stand by it. Gbogbo ẹlòmíì bá láwọn ṣe out of 10, téèyàn mẹ́sàn-án bá lóun ṣe, ìwọ lè lóò ṣe. Because why? It does not match your beliefs, does not match your values, it does not match your plan and goals. It's not leading you towards your vision. And you're able to stand your ground and say no. And regardless of èrè tí wọ́n bá bọ̀ ń díẹ̀, kò ní ká ẹ lára wọn pé ìwọ náà bá dẹ̀ ti make nǹkan báyìí. Àwọn tó bá ń regret decision wọn, àwọn tí ò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe ni. Pé ó mà ṣe o, bá dẹ̀ ti èmi náà bá dẹ̀ ti join wọn, báyá lénìí náà èmi ò bá ti di millionaire báyìí. No. Decision tí wọ́n take nígbà yẹn, you took it because ń ṣe nǹkan tó fẹ́ nìyẹn. Ìrìnàjò ẹ̀ yí ẹ, ọ̀nà ẹ̀ dẹ̀ yí ẹ. So, identifying your values is a foundation of living an intentional life. I got to this point and I was able to break it down into two. I realized that there are two parts of me. A part of me that wants to stay on top of situations. I want to be in control of, things happening around me, which is a part of me that likes order. And then I have another part of me that is a free being, spontaneous and, free and, doesn't want to be caged. So I have to be able to balance these two parts of me to be able to function. So in breaking it further down, I interpret this to me that number one, I hate stress. Anything that will stress me, whoever will stress me, situation that will stress me, choices that will stress me, decision that will stress me, I do not want it. I want everything to be planned. I want everything to be set. I want everything to be clear. I want to know how my day will run. Yeah, I leave allowances for eventualities, and things that we never plan, which is part of life. But at the end of the day, I know how I start and run my day. And then there's another part of me which likes, spontaneity, freedom, to chase after things that I desire and want and stuff like that. So this one, I realized I need to own my time. I need to control my time. And time is so important. That is the essence of man. Ìgbà tí àkókò. This is the only resource that once lost, it can never be regained. You must understand the fluidity of time. The past is flowing into the present and going into the future. 1 minute, it is launching, it will flow, missing now, and now it's flowing into the next minute. It took kọjá yẹn tó flow síbi I can't get it anymore. Ìtí mò ń lò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìnyí náà máa tó kúrò, leading me to another one, and that's how it goes. And you must be able to account for this fleeting time. Bó ṣe ń lọ fíò yẹn. You must be able to account for it in terms of how do you use it and what value does it return back to you. So I use these two things as a filtering system of my life. I don't know or care who you are. Once you are causing me stress, I cut you off. And cutting people off, up and down. There are several ways you can, cut people off. It's just about you, renegotiating your boundaries, boundary allowances, setting new rules in terms of access and things like that. Customer that will cause me stress, go with your money. So intentionally, I was able to, assess situation critically. Not that the stress will happen, no. What will happen? Step away from it. So the more I do this, the more I become, perfect with it. That, understood it better. The second part is I have to create a life that allows me to own my time, such that I'm able to spread that time across everything I want to do. Family, interest, economic survival, rest, a whole lot of things. And when I got this figured out, my life changed. My life changed. And then I went further. After immediately Doku, then I went further to ask myself, what are the other things that give me fulfillment, that makes me contented? I broke everything down to the fact that I will only go for quality. So rather than own 10 of a thing, I want to own just one. And that one has to be the best of that thing. So instead of having 10 bangles, I'll have one bangle. But that bangle will be the best, made by the best manufacturer. And that gives me fulfillment and satisfaction such that I do not need to buy more bangles. Such that anywhere I go and I see more bangles, they don't appeal to me because one has given me that level of satisfaction. And essentially, what this taught me was that always go for your first choice. Sit down, ask yourself, what do you want? Yes, options, mawa. This, that. First choice, ṣùgbọ́n báyà affordability, or for whatever reason, a máa wá settle fún, or maybe impatience, fẹ́ dúró, a fẹ́ kíní yẹn kíákíá, a wá settle for second choice. But guess what? You will never be happy. You will never be fulfilled, because there is a level that one must get to attain fulfillment. Tọ́wọ́ ẹ bá ti ba nǹkan tó ń fẹ́, ọkàn á dẹ̀ sinmi. If you have not reached this level, you will not stop. You will be restless. You will want more. You will want more. So what I do is I sit down and I ask. I do my research. Kí ni nǹkan tó yẹ pé tí n bá ti ní lẹ́ẹ̀kan, I'm done with it. I move to other things. Èwo ló máa fún mi ní satisfaction yẹn? Eléyìí ni. Àti wá achieve ẹ̀ máa lágbára. Then I learned in life to task your mind. Never ever tell your mind that anything is beyond your reach. Never ever say that to your mind. So you walk into a shop, you see something that you like, and you see the price tag. Normal reaction, tí gbogbo wa máa ń ṣe ní pé irọ́, mi àrọ́ràn, adúrú ilé irọ́ wà, àwọn báyìí ni wọ́n ṣe fún, irọ́, kì í ṣe mí, ó mi tí ẹ lè ká èmi ordinary cleaner. Trust me, you've closed the door of that thing on yourself. You will never be able to achieve it. You've told your mind it's beyond you, it's not for you, and that's it. Bam. But I learned in life that what you should do is this. Number one, be real with yourself that yes, it's what I want, but yes. But then the next thing you should tell yourself is this: how can I afford it? With that, you are tasking your mind, and you are sending your mind on errand. Your mind now begin to explore possibilities, begin to give you options that can bring that thing to your reach. Begins to show you things you can move around, begin to, reveal to you plans that you can put in place, step-by-step plans that you can put in place, things you can shift around, things that are lying dormant around you that you don't really need, but you think you need, that you can pack together and dispose of, and will give you a little bit of income, which you can put towards this. And in the end, you will realize that you can actually afford that, but maybe not immediately. You give yourself time. Instead of settling for imitation or fake, thinking that will give you the fulfillment or the happiness you need. No, you will never get it. Wàá restless. Before you know it, ilé àwa kún fún oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tí ò wúlò fún ẹ. Why? Because òun ra àwọn nǹkan tí ò fẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n ó dùn nǹkan tó fẹ́ ni. But if you are intentional about your life, you only go for what you want, And you will wait until you are able to get it. No rush. No rush. Intentional living gangan ni Yorùbá máa ń pè ní ìgbín tẹnumọ́gi ògún. It's either this or nothing. And I started applying that to my life as well. Quality standard only. Sometimes when I mention some of these things to my wife, she will say, lottery. Because yes, they sound very lofty. And now, because looking at my prevalent situation and surrounding, you must be having a laugh. But guess what? I've achieved many of them. Because I set my mind to it and I know they're achievable. There are ways to work around them to bring them to reality. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. You just need to sit down and ask yourself, is this what I really want? And if the answer is yes, forget it. What your mind can conceive, you can achieve. And that's why today I'm able to own some of the things I have. It's not like I have some deep pocket or I have some dedicated fund somewhere. No, I just go about with clear intention and purpose. And I would not settle for options. It has now gotten to a point that I can walk in. Look, few years back, mi ò lè jáde kí n má mú nǹkan wálé. Because ìgbà yẹn mo kàn bí ayé nǹkan tí bá ti rí ládàbí pé mo fẹ́. Ìgbà tó yá mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wọ́ owó kúrò ní account mi so that ibi tó wọ̀ ò bá síbẹ̀ mi ò ní nà. But ibi mo wọ́ kúrò náà ni ọwọ́ mi náà passport wà, mi náà máa tún wọ́ padà nígbà tí n bá fẹ́ ra nǹkan. But now I built my life to a point where I can walk into a shop and I can walk out without buying anything. Maybe the only shop I can walk into and I'll not leave empty-handed. You know, I will not mean Polowo branding, but some people who are close to me, they know it. Maybe that's the only one I'll walk into and not come out empty-handed. So, bóyá ẹni tí ò ní gbé mi wọ̀, ò ní mò ń láti wá. But ètò bá mú mi wọ̀ bẹ̀ yẹn, no, forget it. Now it got into a point whereby even when I receive gifts and they are not what I want, I thank the person who gave because of the thought behind it. But unless it is what I want, I will also, give it out to some other people that will be useful to as gift. I will not keep what I don't want. I will not keep what I will not use. It's all part of intentional living. And that's why personally, I prefer to ask people what they want. I don't do surprises. Either I ask you directly or I go through corners and, talk and all these things. And from there, I get to know what you need. And then when it's time to, get something for you or whatever, I can use that as a guide for me. But to just wake up and just buy something that you like for somebody else, thinking they will like it, personally, I think is wrong. I think if it's mobility, intentional living, I give gifts that are useful to people, that are meaningful to people, that matches their taste and, choices to them. And if you can, it's better you just give maybe a gift card or money. No matter how little. Because until they reject the war, gift card is also like currency. They can now use it to buy whatever they want. You can't offer when they for but to just dump gift on people because you like it and you think they will also like it. It's wrong for me. But I can't stop people giving me what they think. I gift no anyway. I don't know why people don't give me things anyway. But for those who do, if it's not what I want or what I will use, I don't keep it and stockpile it. I also look for people around me that it will be useful for and give it to them. And usually I ask, into fún yàn ní nǹkan. Ṣé o máa fẹ́ nǹkan báyìí? Ṣé ẹni báyìí máa like nǹkan báyìí? Nothing pé wà kàn gbé nǹkan, I can't lọ dump ẹ̀ lẹ́ni ẹ̀ lórí. It's because I've applied this principle to myself. I understand it, and I'm also extending it to other people. It's not arrogance, it's not pride. It's just you knowing what you want. It's a way of simplifying your life. So, and there's there other questions you can ask along this line as well, to the tiniest details of your life, just for you to have that clarity of what you want, what you don't want, and what guides you towards what you want. So, value clarification, identifying your values, your beliefs, what gives you satisfaction, what gives you that fulfillment, is the bedrock of intentional living. When you can answer these questions, then you start the journey of living intentionally. That is just the starting point of living intentionally. Now, after you have known these things, the next thing now is decision time. You need to start making changes here and there. So when it comes to intentional living, it's not about breaking down your life entirely to the foundation. No. Totality and no bad. You just require tweaks here and there. You require changes here and there. You require shift here and there. And where you look on Latin to the Latin work on. Because some people think, I'm not that well. I should have been. You just need to understand yourself better. Kilo sumidedi, kilo stagnate me. To do more menu and things like these are the questions you need to ask yourself. It's more of soul searching. But you need to be honest with yourself in giving answers. Because, asking the real questions will determine the answers you get, and the answers you give will determine the quality of life you can build. So, stage anyone put stage here. And then when you've come up with these answers, it's time for, making changes, tweaking things here and there. And in making these changes, this is when you have to be strong-willed. Because, like I said, there are distractions around you that will make this impossible for you to do. There are things that will always shift your focus. And you have to bring your focus back. There are people around you that will say, to change you, they will use all kind of things on you, try to say you are hard, your life is difficult, they don't understand you, is this, is that, is it. My jisoro, ma fall. In living an intentional life, you will upset people. Take that from me. And you have to. Because because you're not ready to settle for less anymore. You want to upgrade. You want to improve yourself. We're not talking of intentional living does not downgrade you. It improves your life. So it's not about settling for less. No. It's going higher. It's getting better. It's making things easier. It's living a more comfortable life. It's you getting closer to your goals, ambitions, and objectives. It's you moving away from, people who drag you down, drag you back. It's you moving away from negativity. It's you embracing positivity. It's you being at peace with yourself. It's you hitting that level of fulfillment. That's what intentional living is all about. That's what it's all about. Removing stress and complication from your life. Giving you that clarity of purpose and sense of fulfillment. Going back home at the end of every day, retiring to your bed and playing back how the day went in your head and feeling, yes, I did what I have to do to the best of my knowledge or ability. And tomorrow I go again, perfecting this and this and this and that. Kì í ṣe pé o kọ́kọ́ lajú sáyé báyìí, nǹkan tí wàá kọ́ ṣe wàá kọ́ òṣè tó gùn. Àbí wàá tún mí kanlẹ̀ pé àtúgbọ́ jẹ́ gbogbo àwọn groaning, gbogbo àwọn sighing yẹn, gbogbo àwọn dídún yẹn, wọ́n kún fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ jáde. Yẹn ni pé not again. Not again. Tún lọ. Èèyàn ò gbọ́dọ̀ máa jí sáyé kó jẹ́ pé nǹkan tí wàá kọ́kọ́ ṣe ni kó máa pòṣé. You must build your life to a level where wàá jí sáyé díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì aláàmù là á jí, tálámù yẹn bá dún gàràrà láàárọ̀ báyìí bó ṣe máa jí dìde gbáà, á lárí mọ́gìrì ni, àbí kó la ẹsẹ̀ mọ́gì bẹ́ẹ̀dì. Ẹlòmíì ò tiẹ̀ tún lo aláàmù tó dáa, kò lo aláàmù báyá tá kọrin dáadáa fún, àbí àwọn aláàmù tó bá dún àyà máa já wa kọ́kọ́ wàá máa mí. In the morning, I see a lot of people, almost everybody. Ìtí ò máa fa kánnakánná, ó mu Red Bull. Ìtí ò mu Red Bull, black coffee ló gbé dání. Everybody, one stimulant or the other. Ọba ìpín Ọlọ́run fún wa ń sinmi. Ohun tí màá máa gbọ́ ni pé ẹ̀yin ni kẹ́ ẹ fúnra yín sinmi. Ìsinmi yín ọwọ́ yín ló wà. Ìsinmi yín ọwọ́ yín ló wà. Àkàn ẹlòmíì láàárọ̀ báyìí, hey, good morning, how you doing? Ẹlòmíì àkàn bù sẹ́kún ni. Kí ló tún dé? àti yín bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ní dá ẹ má dá ewu lẹ́kún ọkàn ẹ ti kún ni. You're fed up. But they can't stop because already they're in a loop. They can't stop. They can't come out. And to be honest, I understand this feeling so well because I've been there. It takes some level of determination to pull yourself out. So you must build yourself to a level where, you know what? You know, why jisaye díẹ̀. Like I always tell Ẹ̀gbọ́n, pé bó ṣe jẹ́ ni, òun ni mo sì ṣe ń jí láàárọ̀. By default, kò yẹ kí n máa ní human contact until around maybe 11 or 12. I should still be alone with myself. The level, I'm working towards it. Actually, I should be able to do it, but usually due to family commitment, I'm forced to, you know, get connected with the outside world, you know, earlier than I would want. But mo ti mọ̀ pé it's time bound. Ó ní ìgbà tí màá ṣe dà. So, gbogbo ayé tí mo wá ń build meticulously, mo ń ensure wípé mi ní complicate ayé mi. Débi wípé tó bá dìgbà tí mo wá lórí ọ̀fẹ́ láti lè jí nírú time tí mo sọ yẹn, àwọn kankan tó ti wá dá kíní yẹn rú mọ́ mi lọ́wọ́. So, I'm being careful of how I build for my future, such that kò ní dé pé nǹkan míì tó ti wá, mo tó ti wá dá ogun míì lẹ̀ fúnra mi tó jẹ́ pé òun látún wá tún máa jí mi sílẹ̀ láàárọ̀. But for now, it's family commitment that is, you know, forcing me out of bed. Otherwise, kí ayé wà láàyè tí wọn kí n wà láàyè tèmi. Èmi mo máa decide ìgbà tí mo fẹ́ yọjú sáyé. And, you know, the more comfortable I become, the more elusive I will be. I reduce my, you know, my contact and, you know, all the distraction and things like that. But, you know, stage by stage, like. But essentially what I'm saying is you need to get to that point where you'll be able to make decisions around these values that you have been able to identify. And stubbornly stick to your decisions, such that people around you and distractions, you know, that is prevalent around us now would not take you out of focus. So social media, things that you see, people call you, people share things with you, things that you go and, you know, dig out yourself to see, you know, all these things you have to reduce the distractions around you that can, you know, make you lose focus. And again, anytime you lose focus, refocus again. Because yes, human mind, human wonder is difficult to tame. Unlucky. So tó bá rí pé ó ti yapa kúrò níbi tó set ẹ̀ sí, tún dá padà. Tún dá padà. Tún dá padà. And another thing is, in making intentional living, you have to start small. Like I said, take it gradual. I'm not saying collapse your entire life down and build a new one from, completely new one. No. See areas that you can tweak. See what you can move around. See what affiliate partner that because work out of relationship, sit down and àwọn nǹkan tó kọ yẹn àbí tó design àwọn values yẹn tó dẹ̀ ń pé kò bá ti ẹni yẹn mu, ẹ jókòó kẹjọ sọ kẹ realign yẹn. Make compromises where they need to. Explain things clearly. Àwọn nǹkan báyìí tó bá ń ṣe wọ́n máa ní mí lára o, mi ì dẹ̀ fẹ́ nira o. Jọ̀ọ́ jẹ́ ká jọ wo ṣe fúnra wa o. Àwọn nǹkan báyìí mo expect látọ̀dọ̀ ẹ o. Bá ti ń ṣe àwọn nǹkan báyìí ó máa ń throw me off balance, ó máa bà mood mi jẹ́ o. Tí mood bá dẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́ mi ì lè relate sí ẹ dáadáa o. Tó bá mójútó àwọn nǹkan báyìí. Things like that. And if the person is cooperative, before you know it, ó ti achieve aspect yẹn náà nìyẹn. Ó ti mú yẹn kúrò ńbẹ̀, ó ti tick ẹ̀ kúrò ńbẹ̀ nìyẹn. So these little changes that you need to make here and there, òun ló máa add up pọ̀ káàdó dídí ẹyọ kan. Àwọn tó yí ẹ ká tó ní ẹ lára tó dẹ̀ wọ́n báyìí pé ọmọ kò sí ìwúlò tẹ́ ń ṣe fún mi náà wọ ẹ ní mí lára náà. Find a way. Nígbà tó bá pọ̀ tó bá ní láyé mi ìfẹ́ ní bá tún rí yín máa bẹ́ yín lórí ni. O nídìí gbogbo yẹn. Just make yourself scarce. Just change the way they have access to you. Just limit, your exposure or communication to them. Just gbára ẹlẹ̀ kúrò lọ́wọ́ wọn díẹ̀. Tí wàá fi ní total freedom and control ẹ̀. Gbogbo ohun tó bá jẹ́ tiwọn tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kó lẹ̀ fún wọn. Ohun tó bá jẹ́ tiẹ̀ tó wà lọ́wọ́ wọn, ètò bá lè gbà, yáfi ẹ̀ kó wo báyìí pé mo fi yẹn ṣe sàárà. And you move on with your life to better and peaceful existence. And lastly, you have to be patient and kind to yourself. Everything needs time. Everything requires time. Yes, I know. Ọjọ́ tí ń dalẹ́ lọ, you are only just coming to full awareness of this thing tó dẹ̀ dàbí pé ó ti fẹ́ late. So quickly o fẹ́ redeem time quickly o fẹ́ condense gbogbo time o fẹ́ sáré ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tó ti miss yẹn o wá ń lera ẹ léré tí o yẹ kó lé o wá ń sáré o wá ń pressurize ara ẹ gan o wá ń gbógun tira ẹ gan. O ò ní débì kankan o ò ní débì kankan. Give yourself time. Ìgbà tẹ́dà bá jí làárọ̀ tó bá lajú sáyé òun náà ní àárọ̀. That you are just hearing this thing and knowing about it. This is the beginning of your new morning. Forget yesterday. Start today. Kí ni àwọn kan tó yẹ kó o mú ṣe lénìí? Mú wọn ṣe. Kò dẹ̀ máa bá ìrìn àjò yẹn lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́. If you fall, pick yourself up, dust yourself, and go again. If you make mistake, understand that it is part of life. Mistakes are good. They increase your wisdom. Mistake teaches you how not to do things. When you make mistakes and learn from them, you become better in life. What is bad is repeating mistakes, same mistakes. Repeating same mistake is what is bad. But making new mistakes is good. It's part of life. That is you improving. That is you getting better. That is you becoming better. So give yourself this allowance that you make mistake and that the changes you need to make would take time. So for those who didn't start with us, let me quickly recap. The discussion today is about intentional living, which is living a life based on your values, on your beliefs. Living life based on your conscious choices and decisions, and not, being dragged here and there by choices and decisions of other people. Living your life based on what is important to you, based on, how true you are to yourself. And then you break this down into daily choices such that you are able to use this thing to filter your decisions and choices on a daily basis. And what intentional living will do for you is that it will put you in a better state of mind. It will lower your stress level. It will bring you to that level of fulfillment and contentment. You will have peace and calm around you. You will not be dragged here and there. You will not be pressured in the midst of chaos. You will have peace. And things that can, make this unachievable are, distractions around you, which can take your focus away from what you set to do. You also can sabotage yourself when you compare yourself to other people. But when you measure yourself only against yourself, when you are determined and you stick to your guns, then you can achieve intentional living. If you are able to set this as your plan for the new year, trust me, 2024 will not be like 2023 for you. Because intentional living simply, holds you to a higher standard. It improves your life. It simplifies your life. It gives you clarity and a sense of purpose in life. And you live and not merely exist. And this is what I have for you, my friends, tonight. There is still another chance. There's still another opportunity for you to rewrite your story. Ọwọ́ ẹ̀ lágbára wà o. Ọwọ́ ẹ̀ láyé wà o. ọwọ́ ẹ ìsinmi ẹ wà. Ìdùnnú ẹ ò sí lọ́wọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni, ọwọ́ ẹ ló wà. Òun láti béèrè fún nǹkan tó bá fẹ́. Òun láti attract nǹkan tó bá wù ẹ́. And we don't get what we want, we get who we are. And who we are is your state of mind. Tó bá ní ò ní bọ́sì kò ní bọ́sì, tó bá ló máa bọ́sì á bọ́sì. Tó bá ní ò ní tẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ò ní rí, ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ní wàá get ẹ̀ wàá get ẹ̀. So friends, be intentional. Don't settle for the second option. Know what you want and go for it. You will get it. And you will have fulfillment. Nǹkan mi ò ní wù ẹ́ mọ́, ọkàn kan balẹ̀, ara tù ẹ́, o ò ní lé ní tí ò sọnù kiri, o ò ní wá ní tí ò sọnù kiri. Wọ́n ní máa fi lọkúlọ lọ ẹ́, ro fira ẹ sáàyè tó yẹ kó wà. It's better to own one thing that is solid quality that will last the test of time than have several poorly done items. My mantra is cry once. Tí mo bá fẹ́ ra nǹkan màá rà lẹ́ẹ̀kan, á kan mí lára gógó. Ṣùgbọ́n mo mọ̀ pé ẹ̀kan yẹn náà ni màá rà. Ní tí mo dẹ̀ rà yẹn is the best I can get. Á dẹ̀ last me. Títí. Ju wípé kí n wá ra nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé every 3 months ni lá máa pa mí lẹ́kún pé kíní tún ti bàjẹ́ ní olóburúkú lẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń ṣe kíní yìí o. Wọ́n á máa wọ̀n wọ́n lépè, èpè ìran tẹ́dí bíà, àṣàṣì ìran tẹ́dí bíà. You get what you pay for. Go after quality. Tọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ò bá tí lè bá tó ń fẹ́ yẹn, calm down. Take your time until you can get it. With this, your life will ayé ẹ̀ gan wo gan máa rí inú á máa dùn. Every day inú ẹ̀ máa ẹlẹ́dàá ẹ̀ gan. Maybe you don't know that bí èèyàn bá ṣe tu ẹlẹ́dàá ẹ̀, ó máa ń determine bó ṣe máa fa ire àti nǹkan súnmọ́ èèyàn sí. Bọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa à ń pọ́n ẹlẹ́dàá wa lójú. Wà á ṣiṣẹ́. O ò lè lo nǹkan gidi, o ò lè jẹ nǹkan gidi, o ò gbé níbi tó wà òkè. Gbogbo ẹ̀ wá ṣáà wá reason tí wàá ṣáà fi sọ pé kíní yẹn ò tọ́ sí ẹ. So ẹlẹ́dàá ẹ̀ ń wo báyìí pé àwọn kan ń pọ́n lójú lójoojúmọ́, ó kàn ń gbóhùn mọ́lẹ̀ bí ẹrú. Ṣùgbọ́n kò sí nǹkan kan tó fi dunra ẹ̀ nínú. And that's why some people come to and say, ẹ̀gbọ́n ó ga ọ, ṣé bá ṣe máa gbé lọ náà ní ìwé ìta kan, ṣé bá kan máa ṣiṣẹ́ tí gbogbo ẹ̀ tó ìgbà mo ní bá ṣe máa gbé lọ náà nìyẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa gbé lọ nìyẹn. You work, you pay bills and die. Ìwọ ló máa tún ìtàn yẹn kọ. Ìwọ ni wàá tún kọ. Tí wàá create ìdùnnú fúnra ẹ within that. Because àwọn tó ń bá dí wọn fẹ́ fún ẹ dùnnú o. Ìwọ ló máa create ẹ fúnra ẹ. The kind of life you want. You will build it by yourself, brick by brick. The life won't suddenly appear. Ìjọba ò rán ẹ o. Ayé ò rán ẹ o. Olówó ò rán ẹ o. Ó wà ní Bíbélì gan pé lọ́wọ́ ẹni tí ò ní láti ti gbàfẹ́ tó ní. ìwọ ló máa sọjí ara ẹ o, tó máa dúnra ẹ nínú, tó máa build ayé tó wù ẹ́ fúnra ẹ. Rántí o, ẹ̀ẹ̀kan ni o. Ecclesiastes 2 dẹ̀ parí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ó ní the only thing tí ẹ̀dá jèrè láyé nínú gbogbo làálàá àti ìpọ́njú ẹ̀, ó ní tó bá ṣe fúnra ẹ̀. Ọjọ́ tó bá ti ṣe gbogbo tó kójọ di tẹni ẹlẹ́ni o. Orí tí ò mọ̀ bó ṣe kójọ, wọ́n máa jẹ́, wọ́n á ṣe báṣubàṣu. Á lo ilé yẹn bàjẹ́. Wò ó, mi rò pé o mọ̀ pé next of kin mowó ná ju ẹni tó lówó gan lọ. Ó jìgbìjìgbìjìgbìjìgbìjìgbì. Ẹni tó lówó máa lọ ọjà báyìí, a máa nawọ́ sí ọ́ nípa Ṣàkí eléyìí dá nínú Ṣàkí yẹn máa ń kàtà mi, kò kí ń jẹ́ kọ́bẹ̀ last. Ó máa kàtà mi, ó máa mu gbogbo omi ọbẹ̀ inú ọbẹ̀ tán ni, kò jẹ́ kọ́bẹ̀ last. Wọ́n á lọ ra àwọn Ṣàkí tí ò lẹ́yìn yẹn. Wọ́n ṣáà ra nǹkan rádaràda. Meanwhile, next of kin, oh my God. Ẹja tútù next of kin máa ń jẹ, owó tí ìṣòro ló kó jọ. Ẹni ẹlẹ́ni. Next of kin mowó ná jẹ tó lówó lọ. Àṣírí mo bẹ́ fún ẹ yẹn, tó bá wù ẹ́, má tọ́jú ẹ̀mí ẹ̀. Next of kin máa bẹ abẹ náwó ẹ̀. Right, let me quickly look at some of the comment here before I leave. Egbon says the cocoa of it all is strong will. They say, where is you all my life? Thank you. The heaviest thing in life, find iron or gold, but made decision. The reason why you are stressed is because you have decisions to make and you're not making them. Yes. There was a time I wanted to, make a purchase that was a bit, I couldn't just justify. So the guy that was going to serve me, an elderly man, I asked him to give me one reason why I shouldn't do this. And he said to me, you only regret decisions that you do not take. You never regret decisions that you took, even if they don't turn out to be what you want. But you only regret decisions that you never took. Guess what? I made the purchase. And today, it was a good decision. Otherwise, ìgbà yẹn lọ nìyẹn. So, just to back what everyone said, unmade decisions, are regrettable. My brother Emmanuel Makinde, good to have you on the show. He says intentional living will cost a lot of arms and legs, so be ready to create your prosthetics. Abi, you just have, to be stubborn. Chief Chris, how are you, my brother? Good to have you on the show. You have still not come to answer your query. Continue to run. So he says, but sometimes you just have to compromise your living to satisfy others. Intentional living brings you peace of mind. It does bring you peace of mind. It does bring you peace of mind. And if this is, paramount to you, then you have to make sacrifices to let go of what is depriving you of that peace. You have to. I said it earlier in the show. Intentional living is all about making compromises, making decisions, letting go of this for this, stripping yourself of, every weight, thing that don't matter. It's like you going on a journey. You only take things that are useful for you in that journey. You have to make your burden light. You have to travel light. If you want to enjoy your journey in life, you have to travel light. All right. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you to all those who shared the show. Thank you to those who contributed. Thank you to, Shops. Mokio. Smash the love button. Thank you for joining as well. Ebon. Mokio. Kilo Ashele. Very unusual of you. Madam Akiyo. Thank you for tuning in as well. Yeah, so that we everybody near be right. So I'll leave you until we meet again next week, Friday. Remain blessed and God bless you. Odaro.
ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni ká ṣe bí ẹni kú káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn tẹ̀rù tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nrọ̀ pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀ orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́lọ́ tó láì bá dé stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀? Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rí inú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ́mọ aráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn ń lọ wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú, ẹ̀yìn ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. mọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó ń bá lábẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti fi tó ọ̀la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi ti ọ̀rọ̀ ní ọ̀lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àmọ̀ ṣẹ̀dá tó wọ́n ti fi ọ̀bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́.